Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of People I Find Beautiful. So this is a series or a kind of video thingy I've been doing since 2016. So I filmed a video like this in 2016 and then I did another one in 2019 and now I just decided to do another one in 2021. I think initially I was thinking of maybe doing it every 3 years, but then I don't know, I just felt like doing one this year. So basically what this is like what I've done in my other videos is I've gone through a list of people in my life who I've met or who I've stumbled across. Some of them have been really close friends and others of them have been like acquaintances, and I've just spoken about the things that I've really liked about this person and how they've added to my life. So I decided to do another one this year because I met a whole lot of people last year and I didn't want enough time to pass so that I kind of would forget about the person and I wouldn't speak about them in the future. You know, like if I'd filmed it in 3 years' time, maybe I wouldn't mention the people that I'm going to be speaking about today. But my reason for doing this is basically, I feel like sometimes people don't realize the worth that they have or the value that they have or the role that they play in others' lives, because sometimes people can have a really great impact on someone's life and then that other person won't necessarily speak about it. So like the people in my life, they may do various things and they may think that, or you may think that you don't play a role, but actually you do play a role, and it's just I don't necessarily say it. So that's why I like making these videos, is to say, hey, like I really liked it when you did this, or I really appreciate it when you do this, or I really like this about you, to show you that you do have value. And it's also just a really nice thing to do because I feel like by doing it, it's something that makes me realize how grateful I am and how blessed I am for all the people in my life. Because sometimes sometimes if you don't take note of it, you may not realize how great the people around you are. So yeah, if this is something that you'd like to try, I mean, I would definitely recommend it. And yeah, let's jump into it. If you would like to just skip to your parts, because you may not want to watch the whole video, if you go into the description, you'll see a list of names. So the description is directly under the video. Just press the title basically, and then a list will come up with your time slot, and then you can just click on your time slots and you will be there. So the first person I want to talk about is my mom. So I just want to say, Mom, I'm super, super proud of you. And I see so much worth in you, and you have so much worth and you add so much to the world. You really help people so much. And I'm happy that you're starting to see that more and you're starting to utilize that more. Like, it's always funny to me when you don't necessarily always believe in yourself, because for me it's so obvious how incredible you are. And I think you are going to achieve so much. And I'm super proud of you. Also, I mean, just looking back at the last few years, how you took that risk and you went into coaching, and it's been super difficult, but you've still done it every day, and you've been consistent and you've persevered and pushed yourself out of your comfort zone. And I really, really admire that a lot. And I feel like you've also helped me a lot in a spiritual sense. You really have exposed me a lot to different spiritual books, different books on self-development, and I really want to thank you for exposing that type of life to me. Then Dad, I just want to say I'm super proud of you this last year, last year, the last few months and up to now, because I feel like even though times have been tough and that, you've kept a positive attitude and you've really tried to work on yourself. And yeah, you've explored the possibility of going into different fields and doing different things, and you haven't just been oh well, like the world's a mess and like I'm going to do nothing. You've like stepped up and seen it as an opportunity for you to go and pursue something else or see different ways of doing that. And yes, I just want to say, like, I'm super proud of you for doing that, because that is difficult. It's difficult, like change is difficult, and it's difficult to like you know, like step up and go do something and push yourself out of your comfort zone. So yeah, I just want to say I'm super proud of you for that. Then to my Gran, I just wanted to say that you're like what I said about my mom, you're someone who has so much worth and value in you. You're absolutely incredible, and it doesn't always seem like you see that, but you really are such an incredible, giving, wonderful person. Like, you're just absolutely incredible, and I hope you see your own worth. And I've also really enjoyed phoning you lately. I know in the past I didn't phone you that much, but lately I have been phoning you a lot. But like, my phone calls with you really mean so much to me, and I always enjoy them. Every time I'm speaking to you, I'm like, oh, like I enjoy speaking to you so much. Like, I enjoy hanging out with you. And even like this last year when we were all on holiday together, it was so nice. Like, and this is going into the next person, which is Poppa. But so like my grandpapa, my mom and my dad all went on holiday, which is something we don't do that often because we live in different provinces. But it was so nice, and it taught me how much I actually value family, because that's not really something I've been that exposed to because of the distance, but it just really made me see how much I appreciate my family and yeah, like my roots and where I come from. And I felt like truly super happy like being in that family. Then Poppa, I just want to say I'm super proud of you for you. I mean, you've had a super tough last year. You had a stroke, and I'm super proud of you for having the strength to get through that, and then for afterwards like doing exercises and getting up and trying to like be healthy and strong, and you haven't just like sat around doing nothing. You've tried to increase, well, to recover, which is super good. It's so easy to just sit around and do nothing, and I'm super impressed that you haven't. Like, you really have pushed yourself. And also, like, you're such a kind person, and I really admire that you're always there to help people, always there to give people advice. And I think that's, you know what, you've taught our family how to serve, and you and Gran have both done that. You definitely teach people how to serve and how to help the community. So Meghan, I just wanted to say that I'm super proud of you, and just like so happy with this last year, how you've got into reading. And like in the beginning you weren't reading that much, and then you like started reading a lot more, and you're super excited about reading. And what I find so cool, and I said this in the last video, is I feel like you're someone who's very travel-y and someone who will go explore exotic places. And so I'm super happy that you really are trying to pursue a life like that. Yeah, like you just are such an adventurous person. That's the thing that I find really beautiful about you, is you're so adventurous, and like you're not just gonna be like everyone else. Like you go on like different holiday places and explore different places, and you're so passionate about it. And I find like that's super beautiful. Then Cath, I think you're super beautiful, and I'm so proud of you this last year. Okay, firstly, that you've made a YouTube channel, you're putting yourself out there, you've had like tons of perseverance, you've been super creative about it. And I just, you know what I really admire about you is that you like put yourself out there. You have a presence, you have an identity. I really like that inspires me a lot. That and you don't like try to hide. I feel like you're like, I'm Catherine, like I'm Cath, and you're like you're like confident. I really admire your confidence so much, and I really have been so impressed with you this last year, in that when you have a goal or when you have steps or things to do, you actually commit and do them. I think that you have a very high commitment level, and I feel like that's going to bring you so much success. And I'm super proud of you this last year for like those incredible marks that you got. And I'm so happy that you're doing something now that you really love and you're super passionate about, and you go the extra mile. And Colster, aka Carlie. So Carlie, I just wanted to say, it's so weird when I call you Carlie. It sounds so weird. It's so weird that that's your name. I just wanted to say I'm super proud of you for everything last year and how you firstly just went to Israel, and then when the whole world was falling apart, you had to stay there an extra 2 months. So you were there for like, I think 7 months. And I'm just super proud of you for getting through that. Like, I know it must have been super difficult. You played it off really well and made it seem like, I mean, obviously it was a super positive, great experience, like out of your comfort zone. I mean, I know you like those types of situations, but I mean, it must have been difficult, and just that whole not knowing if you're going to be able to come home or what, or, you know, and I'm like super proud of you for getting through that, and for doing so well in your job, and for getting offered a job there, and like for still carrying on. I feel like you have such a high work ethic. That's something I really admire in you. Yeah, like you definitely, even in varsity, you always go the extra mile. You always give, like, not even 100%, like 110. So wow, like 110 is so much more than 100. But you, like, you'll do everything to hand in the best work. You show up as your best, and I really admire that about you. And also just like how open-minded you are. I think I spoke about this in the last one, but this is something that continues to inspire me, is just how open-minded you are, and how you always try to understand the other side. You don't just like have an opinion on, or like stand up for one side. You always give other people a voice as well. And yeah, like I really admire that. And when I go out in my day, I always think about how you do that. And I try also give other people a voice as well. Then Kira, again, like similar to Carlie, I'm super proud of you for, I mean, it's so crazy that you've been in the Netherlands for about 3 years now. It feels like 2 seconds. I know we were speaking about that the other day, but like I'm also super like proud of you for doing that. I mean, it must have been so difficult, and you're someone who doesn't complain. Like that's why I feel like maybe that's why I've never really said like, oh, well done, Care, for doing it, or like I'm super proud of you, because you don't make a big deal about it. You just get on with it. And like that's something I really love about you, is that, yeah, like I feel like you're a very non-drama person. You're just like, well, this needs to get done, so let's go do it. Or like I think even now you're probably like, you're probably like, why are you even saying this? Like, it's like, obviously I'm gonna get up and go do it. But yeah, like that really, really inspires me a lot. And yeah, like I'm just super proud of you and everything that you're achieving, and just for like soldiering on it and doing it. Like, yeah, that's super good. And also, like, I've loved our conversations, and something I really love is that like we have similar style in TV shows. So it's so nice that both of us, example, like Pride and Prejudice, or like those period drama types of things, because like the rest of my friends don't really like that. So it's always great when you can speak to someone about something and actually like relate to them, you know, about those sorts of things. Okay, then Connor, I value you so much. Like, you're genuinely one of the people in my life I value so much. I'm so happy that I'm friends with you. Like, you're just such a great person. Like, you're such a great human being, and you're like someone who I'm genuinely so proud to be friends with. Like, you have very good morals, and you're like someone who I really, like, I aspire to make choices that you make, or to be the type of person that you are. And then, okay, besides that stuff, like, I really like your humor, and I have enjoyed like how we send each other memes, or send each other videos, or those sorts of things. Like, those types of things mean so much to me. Like, when someone just sends me a meme or like a video that they think that I'll like, I'm like, oh, like, it's nice that you thought about me in that way. Like, I feel valued, or like noticed and seen. So yeah, I just want to say, like, I really, really value you so much, and I'm like super happy about our friendship. Like, I'm so grateful for it. Then Heather, I wanted to say that I'm super, super proud of you as well, in that you've like pushed yourself out of your comfort zone, and now you're offering flute lessons, and I'm like, I'm so proud of you. Like, those things are hard. Like, it's hard to start your own websites and to put yourself out there and to start offering services, and like, I mean, you know, like, you're being an entrepreneur, and I just want to say, like, I'm so proud of you for that. And your website's absolutely beautiful, and yeah, like, I hope you see just how like incredible it really has been. Like, all your achievements have been so great, and I love how you're someone who's like super open to trying new things and meeting new people and going, like, you're also a very adventurous person. Like, you want new experiences and you want to like explore different things and meet different people, and I really love that about you. And of course, I love how good you are with children. Yeah, like, I think you really are so incredible with children, and I hope you continue to like teach children or something like that. And then also I wanted to say, like, it was super fun last year when I would come to your house and we would watch American Horror Story. We still need to watch all the other seasons. We only watched season 1, but I really did enjoy that. It was super fun. Then Andile, I just wanted to say thank you so much for actually like paying attention to the stuff I've done in the past and for taking an interest, like with my research and everything. It means a lot to me. So firstly, like last year, and I spoke about this in my last video, but when I was speaking to you about education and sending you voice notes, you were actually really interested and you were replying, and that means a lot to me, that you were like actively participating and like seeming interested. And also, like, with my research, how you actually read my research and then asked for it afterwards. You are like such an incredible person. You add so much value to the world. You genuinely do. Like, I just think like the education system really needs someone like you. You're such a kind person, and you're also attentive and listening, and you want to learn and make things better. You're someone like I really admire. I admire you so much. Like, I know that the other day you were like, I'm your inspiration, but like you're my inspiration. So yeah, hopefully we can see each other one of these days. I know with COVID it's quite difficult. But yeah, I'd like love to like get to know you more, and yeah. Then little B, Bianca Raquel Robinson. So I just wanted to say, okay, well, like I've said this before, but I'm so proud of you. Like, I know the other day when I went and visited you, it was nice to actually visit you and see you after like all these years. I can't believe it's been like 6 years, but like when I saw you, I know you were like, oh, like, is Jess gonna judge me and stuff, but like genuinely I was not judging you at all. I'm so impressed by you, and like just how you've taken initiative, and you like are so adulty now. I mean, that, like, I seriously was so blown away by that. I was like, whoa, like you're making it out by yourself. You're super independent, and I really admire that. It must have been so difficult. Like, the stuff you've gone through must be so hard, and I'm just so proud of you that you're like still making it out, and you're still having a positive attitude and like getting by and everything. You're such a beautiful person. I hope you know that. Yeah, like I'm so proud of you. Okay, then Rýan Wrensch. You know what I was thinking? It's so funny because we've known each other for so long. Like, it's actually funny when you think of it. Like, eventually as time goes by, you're like, gee, like I've really known that person for like 80% of my life. But I mean, that's true. I've known you for so long. But I just want to say, you'll always be someone in my life and in my family. Like my whole family, all of us know you. You will always be so significant in my life. Like, even like in 8 years time, I'll always know Rýan Wrensch. Like, you're a very big part of like my life. Even though we don't like talk that much, but you're like a big part of my past and all of that. So I just wanted to, something I really wanted to say about you and your family in general is you guys are so welcoming. I think that's so beautiful, because I was busy reflecting on the past and like what I can say about Rýan Wrensch, and like something that's consistent is that you are so welcoming. You like anyone can come, you know, like you'll have a party and everyone can come, or like you would just like let anyone into your house, or you're like a very homey, hosty type of person. And I think that's really needed in the world, is like this welcoming attitude. So yeah, like that's just an observation or something I wanted to say. Then Shan Burton, little Shan. So I wanted to say, I'm always so inspired by how vulnerable you are and how you allow yourself to be seen. And that genuinely inspires me all the time. Like I'm saying, like when I go about my day, I'll like look up to you and what you do. Like I think it's so nice that you just like allow yourself to be seen, and you show all your interests. You don't just choose one interest and like, oh, like this is it for me. You show all of them and you embrace like all the different sides of you. And for me, like sometimes it's been hard because like I also have a lot of interests, but then I'm like, oh, like which one do I show? Like how do I fit into this box and whatever? And you've just like destroyed the box, and you're just like, let me show you all parts of myself, and you're just so vulnerable and you just are open. So I really love that about you, and yeah, like it really does inspire me so much. Then Thania, I know we don't really speak that much, but I mean, you're definitely someone I'm always so impressed and proud of. Like every time I see your posts and stuff, you make me smile, and I just like love your positive attitude, and just like how you and Caitlin have added. You guys have so much value, like in the hospital and everything. Like you bring happiness, like you bring joy to people. I think you have a very big gift in giving joy to people. Like if there was a room and everyone was sad, you would like come in and do a dance routine, or like make some jokes, or like dress up as some weird character. You do something to lift up the mood. And I think it's such an incredible gift. Is your ability to bring joy to people, and to like a sunshiny type of personality where you just make people happier. Like you make people's days. Then Riley, similar to Carlie, I'm super proud of you for you going off to Israel, and like, I mean, it must have been so difficult with like, you were supposed to be there for a certain amount of time, and then there was all this uncertainty and you couldn't come back in time, then you had to like try to find a job, and it was like this huge thing. It must have been so difficult, and I'm super proud and impressed that you've got through that in one piece. And now I think it's super cool that you've like started your own business, you took initiative, you're actually like doing something super cool. And like, I know sometimes people don't realize how hard that is, but I mean, it is hard, and I think it's like props to you for doing it. And for like, Carlie told me like how much work you put into like looking for a job and like, being proactive and like trying to find something. So I think like it's super great that you've done that. And it was super nice catching up with you and Carlie the other day when we went for coffee. So hopefully we can do that again sometime in the future. Then Uncle Grant, I wanted to say that it was so nice. And I mean, I was speaking about this at the beginning of the video when I was speaking about Granny and Poppa, and how it was so nice to hang out with my family and with everyone, because I haven't necessarily got a lot of that. So it was so great to like be in a family sense. And that time that you came, when you came and visited us, it was so nice when you were just speaking about all the different war stories and our family and our ancestry and all of that, because I didn't know any of that stuff. So it was so nice, and just seeing how passionate you were about it. And you're also someone who's so giving and so serving. I mean, I definitely see that in you, in that you, like Granny and Poppa have taught us all how to serve and how to give back to the community, and not just to take, but like, what can we add to the world? And you definitely demonstrate that. Then André, you added so much to my 2020, definitely in terms of like transformation and education. So definitely like through the 2 courses, and something really big that you taught me was about intentions. Like before I went on that whole coaching course, I was like super thinking of, oh, what do people think of me, and like, oh, I can't do this because of people's perceptions, and like, all these people think this about me. And you really taught me that intention, like I need to focus more on my own intentions, and as opposed to what people think my intentions are. And that helped me so much. It helped me actually push myself out of my comfort zone and like to start showing up as myself. Before I was like hiding myself because I was so scared about what other people would think. And that's just something hugely valuable that you've added to my life. And like with all the training and everything, I really like learned so much about myself. But that was like definitely a really big thing. And also just like in terms of how you say everyone has good intentions, that really has changed the way I view people. And like realizing that when you're actually in that other person's shoes, like your intentions are actually good. Like people do genuinely have good intentions. So that genuinely has like added so much to my life. Like having that new perspective has, like, as coaches, like you've succeeded in being a coach. let's put it that way. So Venessa, I know we met at Andre's NLP training, but I just wanted to say that I was really inspired when you were speaking about how during the whole COVID period you didn't just sit back and do nothing. You actually got up and worked hard. And then because you were working hard, you actually increased your profit by 200%. And I think that's incredible, because I think sometimes people can be like, oh, well, this bad things happen, so therefore I don't have to do anything. And you proved like bad things don't determine your outcome. And actually it's dependent on your attitude and what you're going to do about the situation. So I really am like impressed by that. And like it's a really good example for me. And I also wanted to say, I think it's super great just like how much work you put in, and how like you have goals and you like try reach those, and also how in a situation you try to learn, and you will think through your emotions. And like when you were speaking about when you went hiking and whatever, and you pushed yourself, like I feel like you don't just shy away from scary and challenging things. You will like push yourself into that scary thing. And that's really so inspiring. Then Anica, I wanted to say that I think you're such a caring person. Like that's something that really came through at the NLP workshops. I met you and Venessa at the NLP workshop. But you're also such a caring person. Like that's immediately what I got from you. Like you care about your students. You really like want to add to the world, and just like you seem like such a caring person. Like that's my word for you. And also I thought it was super cool how you were talking about how you and your friend want to start your own YouTube channel and do scripts and stuff. I hope you do that. I really do hope that you do the things that make you happy, and you realize that you have a lot of worth in you, and you are such a special person, and we really like you being here. Then Natalie, I'm so happy I met you last year. Like my mom always used to speak about you, and she was like, oh, I love Natalie. Like you're gonna love meeting Natalie at Andre's thing. But like my first impression of you was like right from when you drove up, you were like, ah, like you were waving at me, and I was like, oh, you're so nice to me even though we haven't met. Like that made me feel like so warm and welcoming. And then I loved getting to know you throughout the whole workshop and working together. It was so nice to have a partner and to like do all those NLP training, timeline, therapy things together. It felt safe doing it with you. And I really want to thank you for like not judging me and for being like so open-minded through the whole process. You're like such a wonderful person. You're like such a wonderful person. I'm so happy that I've met you and know you. You have like such a kind, wonderful, warm spirit about you. And yeah, like I also really appreciate that you've been so supportive with 44 as well. Like with my stories and stuff, you always react and you like take an interest, and that it's nice when people support you, and you're such a supportive person. Then Robyn and Cheryl, I wanted to say I love looking at all your updates on Facebook. Like you guys have such a nice family. Like every time I see your stuff, I always say to my mom, like, oh, like this family is such a nice family. I wish that we got to see them all the time. You're all so positive, and you just have such a good energy about you, like all of you. Like Mark, Chaz, Warren, Robyn, Cheryl, like you guys are such a nice, wonderful family. I genuinely wish that we could like hang out with you guys. And like Robyn, I'm super impressed and proud of you for like obviously going through all that stuff in the past and for remaining positive. And yeah, like you guys are all just, you all have like such a sunshiny, nice, wonderful energy. And I hope you'll continue to keep posting updates on Facebook, because like what's nice about technology is even though we like live very far away from each other, it does still feel like I'm part of your life and that I get to experience all of that with you. So I think that's the nice thing about technology. But also Cheryl, just how supportive you are. You're such a supportive person as well to me and to your family, and just how like positive and encouraging. Like you guys are awesome. Like you guys are so cool. Then Megan Watts, what I wanted to say about you is that you have such an incredible gift of creating beauty. It's just something that I've like picked up from your Instagram and your stories and everything, is that you're so like, you literally create beauty. Like all your pictures, you have a really beautiful aesthetic, and I think that is something that is a gift. And like how you pair music with your pictures and your videos. And also that other day when you posted, okay, it wasn't the other day, it was quite a while ago, when you posted that video about touch and how you'd written the poem and like you'd taken the video and all of that. Like absolutely incredible videography skills and poetry skills. I'm like terrible at writing poems and stuff, so I really always admire people who can like write a poem, and also to write something so relevant. Like with the whole touch thing, that's something that we've all been deprived of, so it was so beautiful that you did something so relevant. Just like you're so good at like videography. I hope you do something like that in your career and like continue to create like magic and beauty, because you have such a gift and talent of doing that. Then Wade, you're also someone, it's so crazy that I only met you last year. Like this is so crazy. This is so crazy. You're someone I swear I've known you for 400 years. It literally feels like I've always known you. Like so crazy. Like I was like, oh yeah, like I met you last year. And I'm like, how? It feels like it was ages ago. I don't even know the first time we spoke, to be honest. I mean, like, that says something. I mean, you know those friendships when you don't actually know how it started. Yeah, so I just wanted to say, like, you're such an incredible, wonderful person, and you add, like, so much value to me and to the world. It was super fun getting to work on all that stuff last year with all the course creation. And I learned so much by doing that course creation, and just like how friendly you are and how approachable you were, and you're so supportive of me, and like that really means a lot. Like when people are supportive of me, it's like, oh, like someone actually does believe in me. Sorry. Excuse that motorbike. So yeah, I mean, maybe that's a sign that you should go buy a motorbike. But thank you so much for being like such a wonderful person, and for showing up as yourself and being authentic, and also for allowing people the space to do what's right for them. I think that's really important. You've never been like, you need to do this or you need to do that. You realize that everyone has a path and a journey, and you're super open and accepting of that. Yeah, and just like how giving you are, you're such a giving person. And you really like do genuinely make the world a better place. So I hope maybe one day we can meet each other. We were supposed to meet each other, but then because of COVID, we couldn't. But even if we never meet, I still definitely feel like I know you. And then Rossi, I don't know you as well. Like I've never really met you, but like I know you through Wade and my mom, and like on Facebook. But you and Wade are such wonderful people. Like you're such warm people, and I hope you both realize that you have so much worth in you. And like even if other people aren't seeing it, or other people are being horrible and awful, like I hope you realize like I'm so impressed and like proud of you both. Like you're people in my life who I'm like so valuable to me. So I hope you focus on that, and just realize that like even if other people are like, oh no, like you guys don't have worth and blah blah blah, like whatever, they aren't important. You do have worth and you do have value, and you have so much love, and you bring so much joy to daily life. So I hope you focus on that. And thank you so much, like thank you for existing and for knowing me. Then Angela Nixon, what I wanted to say is that I love how you like knit all those little cute creatures and stuff, and how you've donated them. I think you're such a giving person. I don't just think, you are such a giving person. And I just love, like I've always loved like looking at your stories and seeing all the little things that you've knitted. I hope you continue to do that, even though Kaylee's crossed with the amount of wool that you have. Please have tons and tons and tons of wool and keep knitting tons of different things. Yeah, like that's just something that really, it makes me so happy, and I think you're just such a giving person and such a wonderful person. You try and make other people's lives easier and better, and I really love that about you. Then Julia, I know we haven't really spoken that much. Like we used to speak a lot more in the past, but we haven't really spoken that much. But like, I do just want to say that I always admire you, and I'm so proud of you, like everything that you're achieving and everything that you're doing. I'm like, oh, I'm like so proud of her, and I'm so proud of like how confident you've become, and you've really just grown into your own. And it's just like so nice, like it feels like you're just shining, and I'm like, oh, like, so like even though we don't speak that much, I want you to know that all your posts and stuff, it's something that I'm always so proud of, and just seeing how, like you flourishing and shining. Hope you continue to do that and continue to be yourself. Don't let the world tell you to be something else. Please always be yourself. Be your authentic, wonderful self. You are such a wonderful person, and I hope you see that in yourself. Then Cullum, I wanted to say I'm so impressed by you in that you've pushed yourself out of your comfort zone and you're making videos about your experiences, because I feel like people really can learn so much from that. You are very natural in front of a camera. You may not believe this, but like you really are very natural, and you're someone who, when you talk, I feel like it's easy to listen to you, and you share very interesting information. So I definitely hope that you continue that. I feel like you can play a very big role in educating people and like showing people another world. It's been super cool how you have actually like gone, and now you're living in a place that's very sustainable, and you're actually getting that experience, and like instead of just sitting back and wishing for a different life, you've actually gone and pursued that type of life. And that, like, I'm like really impressed by that, because I mean that's something that I would think would be quite difficult, just to go and do that scary thing. But it's just incredible that you have gone and done that, and I just hope that you'll like continue to educate people and like show people that life. And yeah, like you definitely have a lot of potential in that field. I feel like in the education field, you have a lot of value, I feel. Then Sue, I just wanted to say that it's so crazy how we've known each other for so long now, even though it doesn't feel like it's been that long. But I mean, if you think about it, I mean, when did I meet you? Probably when I was like 14 or 15. So like nearly 10 years. It's so crazy. It doesn't feel like 10 years. And I just wanted to say, it's been so nice like getting to know you and getting to know your family. And even the other day when I was, well, not the other day, I keep saying the other day and it's not the other day, but a few months ago when I was tutoring Kaylee, just like when I stepped into that space, it was so nice, especially with lockdown, like how we'd been in lockdown and we weren't able to speak to anyone. And it was nice that like when I walked into your house, I felt like, oh yay, I can speak to people, and like the people here like me and the people here are nice. I feel like you're also nice and giving and friendly. And I just wanted to say, like, I have always really like appreciated that about you. It's just how friendly you are and like how supportive you are. And also something else, like, shout out to you for like fixing my skin all those years ago. Like I had awful skin, and I mean my mom and I always say that you're absolutely phenomenally gifted at skin and beauty. Like you completely transformed my skin, and like that's like incredible. So thank you so much. Sorry about the motorbike, you can probably hear it from where you are now. But thank you so much for doing that and for offering that to the world. and offering that service. Then Rachel Glass, I just wanted to say that it's been so cool seeing you being vulnerable and sharing your experiences with others on social media, like how you've made videos of yourself, and also the other day when you posted that video of like the little things that you've introduced into your life in order to like improve your mental health. And like when you were showing us your plants and everything, I hope you continue to do things like that. I mean, I know it's scary to be vulnerable and to show that part of you to other people, but like I really liked seeing that part of you and learning about those things about you. So yeah, like you're such a friendly, kind, nice person, and I hope you'll continue showing more of yourself to us. Then Megan McCarver, so I know we've got an interesting history together, but I wanted to say it's so nice because I feel like in the beginning when we just met, I wasn't really expecting you to ever be a close friend. And like it was cool how like after some time I was like, oh, you know, like all that stuff happened and everything, all that fun stuff. But like through it was like so nice to have that friendship with you. And I just was like, oh, like you're such a nice person. And like the more I got to know you, the more I was like, oh, like Megan's such a nice person. Like I feel happier for knowing you. Like I feel like my life is better because I know you and I'm friends with you. And it would be nice to like continue our friendship. I hope it continues on into the future, even though we're doing different things now. But yeah, like it's nice that we share like things in common, and I hope you always do the things that you like doing and that you're passionate about, and that you believe yourself while you're doing those things. You're so insanely gifted and talented with art, and I think it's so cool how you have like your own clothesline. Like I feel like when I first met you, I was like, oh, like whatever. And then like the more I got to know you, I was like, whoa, like you're actually super incredible. Like you're like it's so cool. And I hope your clothesline does really well, and that you just continue to do the things that you love and that you're passionate about. So thank you for making my life happier. Then Tiffany, I know that we didn't really ever speak that much when we saw each other face to face, but it's been so nice like seeing your life over social media, and like you seem so much happier. Like that's just something that I really noticed, is that you seem like happier and you've adopted more self-love into your life, and it's just so good to see. I'm so proud of you and all your achievements. Please continue to share all your achievements and everything that you're doing. I do genuinely feel so proud and happy to like see all these things. And yeah, like I'm super proud of you, and for like how you got your degree, and you're like, I don't know, like it's just like super cool to see. And I like that, like I've seen a different side to you. I feel like yeah, like as I was saying, we weren't like really speaking that much and stuff when we were at or when I was at university, should I say, or when we were in the same class doing Spanish. Ooh. But it's like, it's cool that I got to see this other side to you, and yeah, like I'm just so happy that it seems like you're so much happier. Then Panashe, what I wanted to say about you is I'm so impressed by you. And like I know like when you've sent me messages speaking about varsity and asking me for like help or guidance and stuff, I'm so impressed with you for actually doing that and for seeking help and seeking the resources. You've put so much effort into your degree. I think you're doing honors now. You are doing honors. So degrees, you've put so much effort into your degrees, and I really hope that you just get so much success out of that. Like you're so hardworking, and I just like not everyone like seeks out resources and seeks out other people. And just every single time you send me a message asking like, oh, like, hey Jess, do you know anyone who's doing masters, or like do you have resources? I'm like, yeah, like you go girl. I'm like, yeah, like that's super cool, and I'm super like proud and impressed by you. And then Kayla McFarlane, I know we haven't been speaking that much over the last couple of years, but even though we haven't spoken as much, I do just want to say, I do think of you every now and again, and I do always wish and hope that you're having a really great life and that you're doing super well. Like, I always want, like, goodness to happen to you. And then I also wanted to say I always admire your positivity and just your general love for life. Then Daniela, so I know we randomly met. See, like, maybe there was a good thing about COVID, is that we wouldn't have met if there was no COVID. So we met over Cath's little quiz evening-y things. And it was super cool. Like, I feel like the more I spoke to you and the more I got to know you, the more I liked you. Like, you're just such a friendly person. And I was always impressed, how on earth did you always, except that one time when I beat you, but you always managed to, like, win the quiz competitions. Like, do you study trivia at night? I was really like, whoa, you must be super intelligent to know, like, you must be super intelligent. But yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I know we don't speak, but I do like seeing your stories and, like, learning more about you. And you're just, like, super friendly and I feel like outgoing. You put yourself out there. So yeah, just, like, it's been cool getting to know you, and I'm super happy that we met. Then Cam Laurie, I just wanted to say, even though we don't speak or anything like that, you are, like, like, you want it, like, like, I feel like my soul just loves you so much. And I know, like, it's crazy because we don't even speak or anything, but, like, my soul genuinely loves you. I think you're just incredible. Like, you're such a nice, wonderful person. So even though I don't necessarily know what you're doing and whatever, my soul is like, that Cam Laurie guy, like, he's so great. So I really hope in the future, like, we can, like, see each other again. I mean, it's a little bit difficult because of, like, COVID. But, like, I hope, yeah, like, I hope would like to be friends with you and, like, to actually see what's happening in your life. So yeah, I just wanted to say you're a super terrific guy. And then last year I joined this organization called Toastmasters, which was it's been super cool, and it's nice because I've met so many new people. So I just wanted to speak about a few of the people that I've met there and what I really like about them. So firstly, Lawrence, I think you've been an absolutely incredible president. And what I really like about you is that you've gone out of your way to ask people how they're doing, to check out what people are doing, or, like, what's happening in their lives. And I think that really makes a big difference in a meeting, is when when it seems like someone cares. And I feel like you do very obviously care about people. And you're just, like, super friendly and kind and a nice person. So I feel like you've done a really good job being a president. And I feel like that's just something that's so important, is to care about others. And you really do care. And Jessica, you're another person who really cares. I definitely have always got that vibe off of you that you actually just care about people. And through the last two speeches that you presented and that I evaluated, I definitely saw that people is a very important topic for you. And I like that you go out of your way to give people a voice, and you realize that I know you do coaching. I think you do coaching within, or you were a speech therapist, or you did something like that, which actually links so well together, because you're definitely someone who, like, listens to people and helps people have a voice. Like, that's, like, that makes sense now. That makes sense now. So you definitely are completely living out your career, like, your personality. You want to give people a voice, and I really applaud you for realizing that just because someone is being quiet doesn't mean that they don't have value in them. And I appreciate that you go out of your way to help them like, show their value and to speak and have a voice. Then Darren, you're someone who has a really great presence. Like, I feel like, well, so before we were even speaking or anything, like, I kind of, like, was observing you at Toastmasters. I was like, he's such a great guy. Like, so you have a very, like, natural, I feel like you're naturally good with people. You have a very, I mean, you were in sales, but like you're very good with people. You're very good at communicating with people. And for making people feel as if they matter. It really meant a lot to me that other day when you were telling me that you watch my videos. Like, it means so much to me that you actually watch my videos, and especially because, like, honestly, in the past, I used to, like, put people on pedestals, or sometimes when I used to meet people, and I really liked them, I'd be like, oh, like, they're too good for me, or I can't speak to them and whatever, and it was, like, something that I've worked through. But I would say, like, you're definitely someone who, in the past, I would have put on a pedestal. I would have been like, they're too great for me to get to know, or like, they won't pay any interest to me. So it meant a lot to me that you actually watched my videos, and you were saying that you liked, like, you took note of what books I was reading, and that made me feel important. So yeah, as you can see, there is space like with my bookshelf. I hope to fill it up. And I also wanted to say I'm super proud of you for listening to yourself with your career, and for realizing that you have a lot of value and you need to be around people who actually see that and who see the best in you. It is super scary. I can imagine just like taking a risk and going to a different place. But I'm happy that you listen to yourself and realize that your mental health and your physical health is extremely important, more important than like stability. And I just think it's like I'm proud of you for getting out of that toxic place, and for now hopefully working in a better place, and for doing the things that you actually like and that you're passionate about. Then Nicola, it's been so cool working with you on the committee. I feel like I didn't really know you so much until we were both on the committee together working. And what's been really cool is that I feel like, well, we're both the youngest people in the committee. So it's cool that we both have different types of thinking, and like we've added that to the club. And I think it's so cool that like you have hard work ethic, well, you have a high work ethic, and like, I don't know, like it feels like you're like me, like we're both excited about change and like implementing different things and doing things, and we're like, yeah, like let's do this and let's do that. And yeah, like I think it's just been cool working with you and like getting to know you more, and like sharing our struggles with the PR type of stuff, with people just saying like hi and that's it. So it's been nice to have someone to relate to and to like speak to about that. And just like props to you for learning all this technology stuff and volunteering to be the Zoom master person, and like getting through all the hybrid meeting. Now the technology doesn't work and this doesn't work. Like you've never like been like, I give up and like walked out or whatever. You've just tried to find a different way to do that. You've always had a positive attitude, and yeah, like I'm super happy that like I've got to know you more. Then Carolyn, I feel like you're one of a kind. You definitely, like when I was trying to think of a way to describe you or what I've learned from you, you're definitely just one of a kind. I don't think Toastmasters would be the same without you. Every time you're at Toastmasters, it's just like you're just one of a kind. Like you add such a special, wonderful energy to Toastmasters. And I want to thank you for all the work that you've done with Toastmasters. I feel like you have like high standards, and you just like have just brought so much Carolyn energy, which I feel is just super important. And yeah, and also the other day when it felt really good when I saw you in person, and when you were like, oh, hello, and you were like, you were just like so friendly and nice to me, and that really made me feel like, oh, so like you do like me, or like I am part of the group. It made me feel really accepted. So I just want to thank you for going out of the way and welcoming people and making people feel as if they're part of the group, and that's really made a big difference in my life. Then Hansel, I've loved getting to know you. You're the most fantastic person. I really have loved getting to know you. It's still so crazy to me that you said that like in the past you were super nervous about doing speeches, because now like I met you after you'd been at Toastmasters for a year, and I'm like, whoa, you're so naturally you seem like such a natural speaker. So I really admire your speaking ability a lot, but I also just admire you as a person. You're just so like friendly and naturally like good with people. You're very good at communicating, which is funny because you're scared of the grammarian, the grammarian role, but I think you're very good at communication. And I also just wanted to say that it's cool how you're into self-development books, because I'm also into those, and how you share those things with other people, and you're just like a super great guy. Then Michelle, I really admire how friendly you are. Right from when I met you, I can't remember the exact specifics, but I feel like you're the first person I ever spoke to besides Ronald at Toastmasters, or maybe it was the second event, I can't really remember. You were definitely there in the beginning. And it was just so nice how like welcoming and friendly you were. And that's something I really admire in you, is that you seem like very confident, and like if you're in a group setting, you'll speak and like I think you're just a very friendly, confident person, and I really admire that in you. And for going out of the way to speak to me. And I mean, I feel like, remember that time you were doing your speech about the eye, and I like had really bad food poisoning and you were the only person I told about that. Like thankfully I got through that night. It wasn't the greatest, but thank you for being there and like for quietly supporting me through that period. And yeah, like I hope to get to know you more. It's obviously a little bit more difficult because of the technology we have to use. We can't necessarily do face-to-face, but it would be great to get to know you more. Then Richard, like Michelle, you were one of the first people I met at Toastmasters, and I just wanted to say you're so funny. You have the best sense of humor, and I really, like, I remember when I met you, I was like, oh, like this guy has a really great sense of humor. Like you have a really funny presence, like a really cool presence. Yeah, like I hope you do come back to Toastmasters one day. I don't know if we're going to continue face-to-face because of COVID, but it would be great to get to know you more. But it's still been cool being able to see what's happening in your life on Facebook. And I think you're super gifted at speaking and telling a story. And I remember you like giving me tips about table topics. Yeah, like it's been great getting to know you. Then Ronald, I know you aren't in Toastmasters anymore, but I still see you as part of Toastmasters. You were the first person I spoke to with regards to joining Toastmasters, and you were the first person who greeted me when I walked in. I remember the other day when you visited us, you were speaking about how you like Bedford View Toastmasters because you feel like people are so welcoming and friendly. Even if you aren't part of the club, people are so like friendly and welcoming. And I just wanted to say that you are friendly and welcoming. Like as much as you see that in the club, you are that person. Like you are the person who makes people feel welcome and accepted. Always when you walk in, you're very good at networking and connecting with people. Like you don't just walk in and be like, oh no, like you go up to people and you speak to them and you form a relationship with them, which is something that I really look up to a lot. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you that like the people at Toastmasters all really love you, and you've added so much value, and I hope that you continue to come back to Toastmasters and know that you've always got a home there. Then Ofhani, I hope you also know just how much value you have, and how much the people at Bedford View Toastmasters really love you and love having you visit us. You're someone who has such a great character and such a great personality. So yeah, I just hope you know that you have so much worth, and like never take your worth for granted, because the people at Toastmasters absolutely love you.